Hello, collective. It's that time again. It's time for another episode of Two Tones Terrifying Tarot Tales. So, normally, Twisted Tarot Tales and Terrifying Tarot Tales deal with people in the public eye, specifically government people, legal people, um, governors, mayors, judges, presidents, congressmen, senators. But I'm about to do a reading for somebody who's not a governor, mayor, congressman, or any of that. But this person is a mystery. And this might be just one reading I do. I might do a whole other Twisted Tarot tale, long 30-minute one for this guy. This guy is a mystery and he's gone, but he's still not gone. We don't know enough. We need to know a lot more. Okay? This guy, Jeffrey Epstein, we just don't know enough about this. We need to know a lot more about this. And even though this guy was found hanging in his jail cell, still, we just don't know enough about this guy. There's pictures of him with the Clintons and with the Trumps. And his cohort, his partner, Ghislaine Maxwell, is still alive, and she's caught. She's somewhere, and she's got the black book. And I think there was many official government public officials that went and hung out with this guy Epstein on his pedophile island. Not just Bill Clinton, not just Donald Trump, and Bill Gates and some others. I bet you there's a whole bunch of congressmen and senators and governors and mayors and council members and probably some cops, some judges, some lawyers, and some power players in America, maybe even in the whole world. And there's a big black book that has these names in it. And I want to know where it is. I want to know what those names are. But I kind of wish I could have done a reading for this guy when he was alive. But he's gone now. But still, we're going to do some kind of reading. Typically a 3-card reading. But let's find out a little bit more about who Jeffrey Epstein was. Jeffrey Edward Epstein, was an American financier and convicted sex offender. Epstein, who was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, Brooklyn, they got that worded in a weird way. But Epstein, who was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, began his professional life by teaching at a private school in Manhattan, despite lacking a college degree. How does this guy get a job teaching at a private school in Manhattan with no college degree? Who is this guy, right? After his dismissal from the school, he entered the banking and finance sector, working at Bear Stearns in various roles. He eventually started his own firm. Epstein developed an elite social circle and procured many women and children. He and some of his associates then sexually abused them. In 2005, police in Palm Beach, Florida, began investigating Epstein after a parent complained that he had sexually abused her 14-year-old daughter. Epstein pleaded guilty and was convicted in 2008 by a Florida state court of procuring a child for prostitution and of soliciting a prostitute. He served almost 13 months in custody, but with extensive work release. He was convicted of only these 2 crimes as part of a controversial plea deal. Federal officials had identified 36 girls, some as young as 14 years old, whom Epstein had allegedly sexually abused. He looks a little bit like, what's his name? From 48 Hours. So I can't think of his name right now. Nick Nolte. Yeah, he looks a little bit like Nick Nolte right here, right? Epstein was arrested again on July 6, 2019. A federal on federal charges for the sex trafficking of minors in Florida and New York. He died in his jail cell on August 10th, 2019. The medical examiner ruled the death a suicide. Epstein's lawyers have disputed the ruling, and there has been significant public skepticism about the true cause of his death. Since his death precluded the possibility of pursuing criminal charges, a judge dismissed all criminal charges on August 29th, 2019. Let me read that again, guys. Since his death precluded the possibility of pursuing criminal charges, a judge dismissed all criminal charges on August 29th, 2019. So it's like he got off. Epstein had a decades-long association with Ghislaine Maxwell, who faces persistent allegations of procuring and sexually trafficking underage girls for Epstein, which led to her arrest by the FBI on July 2nd, 2020. Epstein also maintained long-term relationships with various high-profile individuals, including Donald Trump, Leslie Wexner, and Prince Andrew, Duke of York. Prince Andrew in England. And just really quick, guys, who was Leslie Wexner? You know what? Maybe a little pop-up will tell me. Leslie Herbert Wexner is an American billionaire businessman, the founder and chairman emeritus of L Brands. Wexner grew a business empire after starting The Limited, a clothing retailer with a restricted selection of profitable items, and later expanded his holdings. So he's a rich billionaire guy who founded L Brands. So Jeffrey Epstein is not the ordinary guy. He's got a lot of high-level friends. And since he died, they aren't pursuing any criminal investigations. Isn't that a trip, right? So he's in the news. Here's some of his news headlines. Hold on a second. Politico. Did Jeffrey Epstein's victims fund protect his allies? And why shouldn't they? Said Lisa Bloom, a lawyer who represents 8 alleged Epstein victims. Al Jazeera. Prince Andrew can review Epstein estate deal, accuser says. Virginia Giuffre, who recently sued Prince Andrew, claiming Jeffrey Epstein recruited her for sex with the prince. Coral Springs Talk. Kidnap recovery expert joins former Jeffrey Epstein victim on national speaking tour. This fall, Evans has invited one of Jeffrey Epstein's first victims to go on a speaking tour with him that kicks off in South Florida. Palm Beach Post. Update. Once home to Jeffrey Epstein mansion, lot sells for $25.8 million in Palm Beach. Update. Okay, well, it's the same thing. The Real Deal. Venture capitalist David Skok pays $26 million for Jeffrey Epstein's former Palm Beach property. The Mercury News. Katie Couric comes clean about Matt Lauer, Jeffrey Epstein, and Prince Andrew. In her new memoir, Couric addresses her conflicted relationship with Lauer, her longtime Today co-host. Palm Beach Post. Palm Beach lot where Jeffrey Epstein's house stood is under contract. CNBC. Prince Andrew attorney tells judge sex lawsuit by Jeffrey Epstein accuser might not be legal. Epstein, a former friend of ex-presidents Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, died from what has officially been ruled as suicide. Miami Herald. Jeffrey Epstein died in this jail. It's now crumbling, cold, and a danger to inmates. Jeffrey Epstein died in this jail. Okay, Salon.com. Steve Bannon coached Jeffrey Epstein to respond to sexual allegations. I bet you that's allegations, right? Yeah. Epstein later died by suicide in a Manhattan jail cell while awaiting trial. Steve Bannon coached Jeffrey Epstein to respond to sexual allegations. We're going to be doing a reading for Steve Bannon pretty soon, too. He's a fucking monster. So let's do a reading for this guy. This weird freak guy that is very mysterious, and we still don't have enough answers about him. He's making a smile like the Joker, right? All right, guys, hold on. Here's some 3-card spreads. I'm not going to really choose a spread, but I want you to look at these spreads and then try to figure out. I'm going to pull cards out, look at these spreads, and try to figure out what applies. Even though I didn't really pick a spread. We're going to see where this goes, though, okay? It's still kind of open. Who knows what'll happen. I'm going to cut it 4 times. 4 stacks, I should say. Wow, this is the Epstein read, and it is chaotic trying to get these cards together here. They are in a hurry to come out. All right, guys, so pause it whenever you get a chance and figure out which spread that I'm doing that I don't even know which one I'm doing, so we'll see what happens. Beauty of Horror deck, come to my hand. Okay, universe, we need a card to tell us about Jeffrey Epstein. This is a tough one, guys. It's a real tough one because Jeffrey Epstein's not alive anymore. He is, I guess as far as we know, he's not alive anymore. Okay, universe, we need a card or cards. How many cards you want to give us? It doesn't matter. We need at least one card to give us some information about Jeffrey Epstein. What do you want us to know, universe? What do you want us to know about Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, this is real tough, huh? This is not easy at all. They don't even know. Maybe I should pick a spread. I don't know. Let's try one more time. Okay, universe, we need a card for tell us. Oh, there we go. We got a stack of cards that came out. Wow. Okay, guys, I'll take them. I'll take them. There's a lot of cards here. A lot of cards. So we're going to go with the first card that would have hit the table first. That would be this card right here. Judgment. So I think Jeffrey Epstein is dealing with judgment right now. The next card that would have hit the table is death. So Jeffrey Epstein is dead. I think it's pretty clear he's not alive anymore. He's dead. The next card that would hit the table is the Ten of Wands. This big burden. He had a huge burden on his shoulders. And it's because he had the black book, and it was limitless. Who knows what names were in that black book? Who knows who went to go visit Jeffrey Epstein on that pedophile island? Limitless number of people, powerful people in America, all over the world. And he was holding on to that burden. But not anymore. He's holding on to worms now. And this was the next card that would have came out. Or would have hit the table. The Moon. That is a card of lunacy, absolute insanity. And this is the next card that would have hit the table. And I think this is Ghislaine Maxwell. I think this is him and Ghislaine Maxwell right here. And the final card is the Ten of Cups. And I think that he had a great time while he was alive. He got to do whatever he wanted to do. In this big-ass house right here on that pedophile island, getting these 14-year-old girls drunk. You know? Filthy bastard. There's not enough room to put them all up here. Let's see if I can do it like that. All right, this is interesting, guys. Look at all these cards that came out for Jeffrey. I asked for one card, and it gave me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gave me 6 cards. All right, so we're going to do some reading. It won't take too long, but we're going to see. The universe is telling us about Jeffrey Epstein, this guy. It's a dirtbag. Okay, the first card is Judgment. You've had a wake-up call from the universe and are now ready to step into a new phase of your maturing process. Maturing into worm food in the ground. Your life is fairly settled now, and you are letting things grow and mature at a steady pace, not trying to hurry the process. A new phase in your life is coming into being as the natural result of your maturity. Like a tree that has gone through the flowering stage bears fruit as the product of its maturity. You may get important news that will prove beneficial, or you may acquire new knowledge that will bring you joy and a sense of fulfillment. Health improves. Yeah, the health of those worms that's eating his body, and problems are easily solved. Well, he solved a lot of his problems by offing himself, or he solved a lot of problems by getting killed from someone. This is for the Death card. Contrary to the grim illustration, the Death card is actually positive, for it indicates a transformation for the better. It does not portend actual physical death. Well, I think this one kind of does. Usually the person is experiencing a metamorphosis of some sort, a destruction of the old. Yeah, the worms are eating through his old physical body. Outworn circumstances that have been holding back new development. Patterns you once found workable are no longer effective. The old ways must be destroyed to make room for the new that is coming into being. Wow. For the Ten of Wands, your labor may have gone for naught, or you may be carrying burdens that really don't belong to you. You feel weary, as if the whole world is on your shoulders. It's up to you to decide whether to continue carrying the heavy responsibilities you have undertaken, or if other people are shirking their part and should help out. Sometimes one member of a family or organization gets all the dirty work for the simple reason that they are willing to do it. Ghislaine Maxwell? Make sure others are doing their fair share. Ask for help if you need it. Don't let pride stand in your way. The moon says that you are aware of the need to tune in to your lunar energies. Yeah, his lunar body's still around. His physical body's dead. His lunar body's still hanging around. You are now perceiving the reality of your inner nature more clearly, becoming more aware of the shadings and nuances of feelings and inner perceptions. Yeah, he's going to be dealing with karma pretty soon, if not already. The moon also suggests psychic ability. You can tune into other people's vibrations because you are connected to the information network of the invisible world. It's easy for him to be connected because he's no longer in a physical body. Pay attention to hunches and dreams. This is also a good time to develop your psychic skills. For Epstein's Six of Cups, you are experiencing some feelings that are connected to your past that will shed light on your future. Yeah, he's in his lunar body hanging around the outer atmosphere or even on Earth, and he's realizing that his future incarnation, he's going to be paying a lot of debts. because of sex trafficking. You are feeling calm and collected about past events, putting them into perspective and beginning to understand how they can engender fruition in the present, a future renewal. See, look, this is probably a 14-year-old girl. Yeah, this guy, he's got some shit he's going to have to deal with when he comes back. And for his 10 of Cups, this card is an indication of everything that most people wish for: love and harmony, happy family life, true love, and compatible companionship. It's a time of completion, of reaping the rewards of what you have sown. It does not necessarily mean wealth, but it symbolizes an abundant life in a true sense. Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't know why he got that card. We're going to be clarifying this with the Infernal Deck. Infernal Deck, come to my hand. All right, guys, I've already shuffled it a bunch of times. Let's shuffle one more time on camera. And that didn't shuffle too great. We'll do one more shuffle. I've been doing a bunch of these episodes back to back, so I'm getting a little tired. We're going to cut it. Okay, universe, can we get a clarification for the Judgment card for Jeffrey Epstein? It landed like this, so we're going to turn it like that. Ooh, this is the end of judgment for Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, universe, can we get a clarification for the death card for Jeffrey Epstein? All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. It's a little too much, but we'll take it. So there was a cowardly death involved with Jeffrey Epstein. A cowardly death. Okay. And then this came out like this. Exhaustion. Exhaustion probably led to his cowardly death. Okay, universe, we need clarification for the Ten of Wands. All right, so he had some options. He definitely had some options, but his burden was too much to deal with. He couldn't handle being alive, so he could end up exposing all the people who went to his island. Okay, universe, we need clarification for the Moon card for Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know. It came out sideways, guys. So I don't really know what to put for his moon, because it came out sideways. I'm just going to try to put it like that. Okay, universe. So, I mean, does that mean he is in between? Does that mean his lunar body is hanging around and it's in between dimensions? I don't know. I know the moon has got an effect on people. I don't know. It's an interesting situation there. Okay, universe, we need clarification for the Six of Cups for Jeffrey Epstein. Came out like this. Stagnation. So this is stagnation for the Six of Cups for Epstein. Stagnation. Yeah, stagnation with sex trafficking 14-year-olds. It's stagnant because he's dead now. This guy's dead now. That's why it's stagnant. Okay, universe, we need clarification for the Ten of Cups for Jeffrey Epstein. Wow, that one flew all the way over here. Apathy. So he's apathetic. I mean, there's no more real good times. It's all over because he's all over. This is a weird, complicated reading. And so now let's find out what demons are hanging around him. See, his physical body's dead. I mean, if he really is dead, I mean, I haven't seen his physical body. But if his physical body is really dead, his lunar body is still alive. It's hanging around. It's floating around Earth. It's either in the atmosphere, or it's hanging around where he used to live, or it's hanging around the jail cell where he died. So let's see what demons are hanging around Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, Occult Tarot deck, come to me. I've already shuffled it a bunch of times. Let's shuffle it one more time. We're going to do a big cut here. Big old cut. Okay, universe, which demon or demons are hanging around Jeffrey Epstein? Let's shuffle it again. It might be harder to find out. We need to know which demons are hanging around Jeffrey Epstein. There we go. There's one of them. Stolos, which is associated with the Page of Cups, teaches astronomy and the values of herbs and precious stones. This is a weird owl-like demon. And I bet you it's teaching him astronomy because his lunar body's floating around in the atmosphere. I don't know where I can put that. I'll just put it right there for now. Okay, universe, what other demons are hanging around Jeffrey Epstein? Whoa. I'm surprised that that one demon that Matt Gaetz has is not hanging around him, but once again, he's not in the physical world anymore. So, Orobos, which is associated with the Three of Pentacles. Looks like a weird horse demon, right? Answers questions about the past, present, and future, gives dignities, grants the favor of friends and foes, and is a faithful servant. I'm curious if there's another one. Let's try one more time. If not, we're gonna conclude it. This is a pretty complicated, weird reading. So let's try one more time. What other demons are hanging around Jeffrey Epstein? Okay, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. So this guy Jeffrey Epstein is in the other dimension right now. He's on the outer zone. He will pay for everything he did. He will pay, and he'll pay for it in his next life. And right now he's going through the afterlife process. The world may not see this guy until hundreds of years later. And maybe he's dealing with what he did, and maybe he's going to turn a new leaf, and when he comes back, he'll be a better person. I don't know. But he could hang around maybe and influence Ghislaine Maxwell. We'll see. But this is going to conclude the reading for the sex trafficking pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein. And until next time, I'll see you later.